Welcome to Money Monday.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, new Monday, new topic. What's our topic today, Ro?
Today we will be talking about our June budget.
Ooh. What about it?
You don't have to put it down. So I wanted to share what our June budget is looking like. And thank you guys for tuning in to all of our content. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We actually have a special request. If you are subscribed to our channel, please tap that bell and make sure that your subscription says all. That way you are alerted each time we drop a new video. We are attempting to break back into the algorithm, and YouTube is playing hard to get, so every click, every watch really helps. So thank you guys. We are trying to grow our channel to 20,000 subscribers, and we need your help. So thank you. Okay, so let's talk about the month of June, babe. It's a regular month. You get paid twice. I get paid weekly. And let's talk about what our numbers are looking like. I know this is something we don't usually discuss. We will have kind of like a money topic that we will discuss right after this. But I wanted to show you guys what it looks like when we talk about our budget. For the month of June, we have an estimated total income of $17,503. How does that sound to you?
Sounds good.
Do you have any goals for the month of June?
Pay all our bills on time, pay off a little debt. And I have one major purchase I want to do. I don't know if it's major or minor, depending on what. But it's probably around $500. But other than that, just pay our bills.
Okay, now I am, of course, using my budget planner, my undated monthly budget planner, but I do have my notes for the video here. So check out my website if you would like your own copy of this planner. Okay, so let's talk about how we're going to, our income sources. So Sister Locks, I plan on bringing in about $7,190 this month. We plan on bringing in about $1,713 from our rental property. I plan on bringing in about $1,500 for my virtual assistant work. And then your girl got a little brand deal, so I should get paid out at the end of this month for that. And that should total about $500. So that's my income sources, but mine. And then you, of course, are still the big kahuna, bringing in about $6,600 bare minimum for this month. So thank you.
You're welcome. 6,000?
6,600.
Okay.
Do you not know how much you bring in?
Not really.
Okay. So let's talk about the plan. The plan, of course, is to pay all of our regular bills. I also want to pause Eva's homeschool since she's going to be switching schools. Plus, it's summer. There is no need for me to keep paying that bill. But I want to make sure that I don't lose all my data. So got to be careful with that. I have some extra charges on our rental property credit card that I need to go over with the property manager so I can make sure we weren't double charged or whatever. Then stay with me. Micah gets so bored when I start talking about the budget, y'all. He be like, I can see him about to start daydreaming already. Let me keep it quick. And then we have all of our usual stuff like our spending, our gifts, our donations, our credit card minimum pays, our savings. I think that's it. For the month of June. Oh yes, that would be spending. Spending would be like anything for the house, food, and when I say food, I mean eating out or, groceries. So all of that is covered in our June budget. So our June budget is what I would consider a boring budget. What do you do in the months where we don't have a lot going on? How do you feel like things go for us in these type of months?
I don't really check the numbers that often. So they go like they go every month, Pinky.
This is why it's usually me, y'all. This is why I usually talk to you guys. But in an effort to be more, and make sure that our communication, it shows that he has a high level of trust in me, which I appreciate.
100%.
But I just want to make sure that you know what's going on with your money also. So I do share these budgets with Micah, I would say quarterly or biannually. Sometimes he might pop in and watch a YouTube video, or I'll send him screenshots of like our electronic version of our budget. But other than that, you don't hear from Micah. Micah does not. And I wanted to share what that looks like for us, because for a lot of people, you know, they argue about money, or, you know, money is it gets in the way of communication. But I think for us, we've been doing this for a while now. And so you, as you have stated in previous videos, you trust me.
Yeah, I'm not a micromanager, and
Ooh.
yeah,
Ooh.
if you say you got it, you got it, and I'll back off. You know, if you sometimes she'll come to me like, hey, we got this, or how do you want to do that? With usually like big stuff,
Right.
But then we'll like review like where we're at. But other than that, if she wants to handle everything and do it, then fine. I'm not going to double work and be tired doing something that she's already doing. So
I love hearing how your brain works. I would have never thought to say that. Okay, so now let's talk about something I think you would care a little more about. Let's talk about these tariffs. And I want to know if they are going to affect Micah's shopping and experience, because Micah, if you don't know, is someone who usually shops in person, or I can include Eva in this. They like to online shop from places like Temu. And so me personally, I don't. Even though this is a Temu find.
Where you get that shirt? Where you get that shirt?
This is a Temu find. I shopped on Temu a total of like 2 times, and this is one of the things I kept. But have you been affected by these tariffs as of yet, Micah?
Contrary to popular opinion, I'm not that big of a Temu shopper. My online shopping consists of shopping, browsing, window shopping, as you will, putting stuff in my cart and never clicking buy. Every now and then, I might have ordered from Temu maybe like 2-3 times.
How many times has Daddy ordered from Temu, Eva?
We're
including vacation. You buy stuff randomly for
not
vacation.
Not for vacation, not from Temu.
Oh, okay.
That's too much pressure. So if we're gonna go there and vacation shopping, my vacation shopping is like the one or twice major time of year that I do like clothes shopping and things like that. I just buy stuff for vacation and it just works its way into my regular wardrobe. Every now and then I might have to buy stuff for like work or business and stuff like that. But like my casual clothes are usually vacation based. But like my online shopping for like Temu and stuff like that, I window shop, and it's only when I see something like I really want to get that I'll press the trigger, and then I'm like, what's all this other junk that's in my cart? What don't I really need? So that's how I do my Temu shopping. So I haven't brought anything from Temu in probably like 6 months, maybe. It's been a while. Eva is more of a Temu shopper than I am.
Leave me out of this.
Okay, so let's talk about, because you don't always know what's going on in the news world, so I like to randomly bring up topics like this that I think affect you. But if you don't know, the tariffs basically are higher taxes that have been added on nearly all imported goods, especially from China and other manufacturing type heavy countries. So that affects us directly since we are in Hawaii. And honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't know where a lot of my things come from. Like, I think this even affects Amazon. So any everyday purchases from Temu, Shein, Amazon, I'm even seeing things about Target. Then it's possible for you to receive a bill for this additional tax. And the TikToks that I have been showing up on my feed have shown people receiving this FedEx bill separate from their order, saying, here's your bill for importing your goods. It is due by this day and time, and you need to pay it. If not, I don't know what the consequence is. So I think that it is something that we should definitely be aware of, if nothing else. But it's just so crazy to me how we are dependent on a lot of shipping things. Like in general, like we depend on a lot here, just being in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of nowhere, and so our choices are limited. So if we're not ordering from China, then where are we supposed to order from?
Right. 1 point for in-person shopping.
Yeah, okay. And here's the thing. Like, say, let's think of a store, Whole Foods. Mm-hmm. Whole Foods is my favorite store to use in examples like this. If I go to Whole Foods here in Hawaii, it is not going to offer me the same selection and variety as a Whole Foods on mainland. Okay, forget about it. It is
That's
like
almost any store, really.
But especially the stores that we were so excited to see pop up here. Like, people were like, oh, we getting a Whole Foods. Like, thank goodness. Like, we wanted something different. Now, we do have a local version of Whole Foods. Down to Earth. Down to Earth is a really good store. Very pricey. And also, it just depends on the location. Like, you might not...
That stuff don't be fresh either.
Yeah.
For
Whole
produce.
Foods does try to keep their produce moving. I see the staff out there spritzing it and then reorganizing it. But again, it's just so crazy how, like, when we go travel and we go visit family and we go stop by a store like Whole Foods, I'm like, what? There's so much more variety and choice, which is, it's obvious. We out here in the middle of nowhere. Shipping, again, is just so pricey.
And I think the culture out here doesn't support our food tastes, I'll say. So the culture that is supported have more of an option of food that they want to eat. But things that we want to eat is not the priority here. So for us, we pay premium to get it, or they just don't have it, or we got to get it shipped. Hopefully it's something we can get shipped from Amazon. But if it's like fresh fruits or meat or things like that, it's the luck of the draw. So
anyway,
I feel like we're getting away from budget.
I feel like this is Money Mondays. I feel like when you are spending your hard-earned money on things like food,
Bring us back, yeah.
Then it's important to find what you care about. Like, Can you imagine going to the store to buy something that you got a taste for and you just can't find it? Mm-hmm.
Or you got to pay premium for it.
That's what it's like being here. And so people will say, I'll get mean people in my comments sometimes like, go back where you came from then, instead of just realizing like where I came from, they were actually more inclusive of different types of cultures, and they had those types of things more available. And to me, Micah is totally
in your
different.
comments like that.
Y'all wouldn't see it because those are
scrubbed.
They're scrubbed, baby. They're scrubbed. But why is there anything that you feel like you've had to adjust your budget, your personal budget, like say you're spending money? Do you feel like your personal spending money habits have changed since living out here?
Since living out here?
Yeah.
Yeah, my money doesn't go that far at all out here. I am poor. Well, no, I shouldn't say poor. I am broke out here. Because I don't know if anybody knows, bi-weekly when I get paid, I get $200 personal money. That shouldn't go to food or anything like that. That's just like play money. But I'm not having that much fun with that $200. Stuff is so expensive. If you're trying to go out and have an experience, you might have one for 2 weeks, I end up not spending that money and just try to find like free stuff to do, I guess, more so. Mm-hmm. Whether it's like the amenities of the building that we live in, or just going out for walks. Or the one thing I will say that I picked up out here is golf, which I found a way to play cheaply.
What's your way? What's your hack?
I brought secondhand clubs, so my clubs and bag all together were like $130. Which is your biggest expense. I did buy a new bag that was more than my clubs and everything all together, but that was like 2 years in, and my bag was falling apart. But other than that, playing after 4 Twilight, I could play 9 holes for like $35, and most courses don't care and say, hey, just keep playing until the lights go out. So, $35 a week. I'm not like an everyday golfer. I might go like on a Friday after work, and like $35 for 2 to 4 hours worth of fun. It's pretty good, I feel like. But yeah, just finding like cheaper hobbies, I guess, is the main thing. Not eating out so much. I think most of my budget, even though it's not supposed to be for food, is for when I fail to pack a lunch for work and I have to eat out of the cafeteria at work. But other than that, That's about
I
it.
haven't heard that word in so long. Cafeteria.
Cafeteria.
Is that literally what the space is called?
They call it something
Cafe
fancy, but
or
it's a cafeteria.
That's crazy. So I think that's the takeaway from today is just to, change when you have to. A budget is a budget. It's just numbers on a piece of paper. It doesn't mean that it's permanent. You can change it. So even though this is the budget we're starting with at the end of the month, I always come back and let you guys know how it went. And I'll show you what things changed because things happen and it's okay. And a bigger goal is to continue to diversify your income and diversify your spending. And that's why we come to you with content like today, Money Mondays. What was that?
My arm got tired. I was holding it.
And that'll conclude today's video. Let me know in the comments what things you guys are doing to adjust your numbers, your budget. Have you guys been affected by any of the tariffs, any of the shipping costs that are come along with all these new laws and regs? And let us know in the comments. Let's talk. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to turn your notifications to all, please.
And throw some comments down there,
I love it. We'll see y'all in the next video. Until then, you know what it is. Peace.
Love and budgets.
Love and budgets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, it was too quick.